Okay, so to start, we're going to be doing oral medication. What we would do is check our healthcare provider's order for accuracy and completeness. We'd make sure that we checked for right patient, right dose, right time, right route, and we would check to make sure that our patient didn't have any allergies. We would perform hand hygiene. We'd have our medication card. We'd go and get the medication. And then we would compare the medication card with our label that we have. And so the order calls for 9 milliliters. So I am going to hold the medication bottle with the label against the palm of your hand so that it doesn't get anything on it. So I'm going to do 10 milliliters, and then I'm going to take out 9 and put it in this cup. Okay. Okay, so right there at 10, I'm going to take out 9 with my syringe. Okay, so I got 9. I'm gonna put it in here. Okay, so then we have a total of 9 milliliters. Okay. Now we are going to be doing our insulin. We have our R and our N. Again, we would check healthcare provider's order to make sure that we had the correct medications. We would check to make sure that our patient didn't have any allergies. We would check make sure that we had the 5 basic rights, right medication, right dose, right time, right route, and right patient. So what we're going to do is we are going to clean the tops of these really well. So there's one. Really well. Okay, and we're not going to blow on those. We're just going to let them get clean. Okay, and we do have our insulin syringe orange cap. Okay, so we're going to do a total of 19 units of our insulin, and we're going to start with injecting 12 units of air into our N. So we're going to inject 12 units into our N. Cool. Okay, and then we are going to inject 7 into our R. Okay, 7. So we're going to have a total of 19. Okay, inject 7. And we're going to flip this over. We're going to pull out 7. Okay, and there we are at 7. Okay. We're going to put it into our N, and we're going to pull back 12, so a total of 19. Okay. And then we would dispose of our syringe in the sharps container. Okay. Next, we're going to be doing our sub-Q injection. Again, we would check our healthcare provider's order, and then we would make sure that we have accuracy, completeness, right dose, medication, all the 5 rights that we've already discussed. And what we're going to do is we're going to again we're going to clean the area. We're going to go center to outward circulation. Okay. And we're going to grab okay, so we had a call. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start where I left off. We would clean it from the center outward like this. Okay. And we are going to, we have our syringe ready. We'd bunch up the skin anywhere up to 1 to 2 mLs. I have a bunch of skin, so I'm going to go in at a 90-degree angle. So you're just going to dart it in. This. We're going to release the skin, and once the skin is being released, we will inject this in. Okay, we'll move this back, take this out, and dispose of it in the sharps container. Okay. Oh, and for sub-Q, the areas that you can inject this would be posterior arm, your anterior thighs, your upper buttocks in the fatty area close to your love handles, across the scapula, or near the abdomen, so below the rib cage and above the iliac crest, 2 inches away from the belly button right here. Okay, so for IM, we are going to, again, we're going to clean up our top. Clean it up real good, let it draw. I'm going to go ahead and get my syringe ready. Okay. All right. Again, it calls for 2 mLs. So we're going to insert the 2 mLs of air in. Okay. Insert in 2 mLs. Draw back 2 mLs, which is kind of already doing it for me. Okay, and got the 2 mLs. Okay, for this, I'm going to set this down. Okay, we're going to, again, perform the Z-track method. We would check to make sure that the patient didn't have any allergies, check the order, all of that. So you're going to pull it back 0.5 or 1 to 1.5 inches taut to make sure that it's tight. We would clean again, center outward. We would also go at a 90-degree angle, so hopefully this goes in correctly. We're going to go dart in. We're going to secure it like this, insert in the fluid. Okay, let it sit for about 10 seconds. And then as you're pulling out, you would also pull like this, and then we would dispose in the sharps container. Okay, and I'll show you for IM where we can do those after we get done with our tuberculin syringe. Okay, so for our ID insert, for our ID we're going to use this 1 ml tuberculin syringe. Go ahead and get that ready. Okay, we're going to clean this again. Same thing, we're going to pull it back taut, center, outward. Okay, for this, we're going to do it bevel up, and you're going to go in at an angle. So we're going to go in at a 10 to 15 degree angle. Okay, so we're going to insert that in right there, okay? And then we would insert in our air until we see a blister. Okay, not our air, our solution until we see a blister. Okay, once we see the blister, we're going to pull that back out. Again, we would dispose of that in the sharps container. We would tell them if it was a TB done that we would need to see them in 48 to 72 hours. And I believe that's it. Oh, and for TB, you can do it on your forearm, your upper arm, or across the scapula. Okay. Now I'm going to show where we would do our IM insertions at. So for the deltoid, you're going to go 3 centimeters below the acromion process. And what you're going to do is you would draw a upside down triangle, and you would do it only 1 milliliters here. Okay? And then next we would do the vastus lateralis. So you would put a hand here above the patella, in between the anterior and posterior muscles, so about right here. Rectus femoris, it would be the same, except for it would be towards the anterior, right here. And for these, you can only do up to 2 milliliters. Okay, your ventral or ventrogluteal, you would need to have your hand, I'll do it this way. I don't know if you can see. I'll grab the camera. Okay, so you would do it right at, you have your hand on the trochanter, these two up here towards the iliac crest, this one back here, and then you would do it right in the middle of those, this right here. Now for dorsogluteal, you would find the back of the spine where it ends right here. You would go up diagonally right here and about a little bit above right here. And for these, it would be 3 milliliters, and you wouldn't do dorsogluteal if you could do anywhere else. Also, okay, for our sub-Q injections, the types of syringe you could use would be 0.5 to 1 or 3 mLs. The length of the needle is 5/8 to, or half an inch to 5/8 of an inch. The gauge is 26 to 30. For IM, it would be 3 mLs. The needle length is 1 to 3, and the gauge is 20 to 25.